Hi, this is Raymond Rose. Thank you for joining me today. I do know that your time is valuable and I do appreciate you being here and supporting me. Hey, several weeks ago, I was a guest speaker at a financial seminar. It was all about financial literacy. In fact, the name of the seminar was There's a Crisis in America Regarding Financial Literacy. And I had a wonderful group of people that I spoke in front of, and we talked about all the different issues of why they were having challenges with saving money. So we had lots of discussions back and forth. And what I did is on this podcast, I compiled a list of the top 5 reasons why so many people that were in attendance that day were having problems with saving money. And I think this actually not only should you be listening to this, I'm not sure how old you are, if you're a senior citizen or somebody in their 20s, 30s, or 40s, or even a teenager. All the things that I'm about to say here really applies to everybody. So no matter where you are in life, you really got to be focused on saving some money because you always want to be putting some money away for a rainy day fund, having an emergency fund, or planning your financial future. Maybe it's retirement, maybe it's buying your first house, maybe it's buying a new vehicle, whatever it might be. There's specific things that you should be doing day in and day out and things that you shouldn't be doing. And that's what we're going to talk about over the next few minutes. So the number one reason why people had problems saving money is because they didn't know where their money was coming, what money was coming in and what money was going out. They didn't have any type of budget and they didn't track where their money was coming out. So what was shocking to me, I'm a person that typically doesn't even buy coffee out. I make my coffee at home. But there were people that were there saying that they were spending $4 and $5 for a coffee or a cold drink at a premium coffee shop. And they were telling me that they're there once, twice, sometimes 3 times a day. And I'm like, you're telling me you're spending $10, $15 a day? But they're like, well, I'm not even sure how much I'm spending because I don't track it. So the first thing you need to do is you need to track where is your money going now. You probably know how much money is coming in, but how much money is going out? What I do is I don't carry cash. I don't expect you to do this, but it works for me. And I've done this and I've shared this with other people and they all say the same thing. I don't carry any cash. I have one credit card. Every single thing that I purchase goes on one credit card, not two, not three, not five, not a store card, not a Visa card here, a credit card, a MasterCard there. Or this. No, everything goes on one card. It doesn't matter if it's a 49-cent piece that I'm buying my granddaughter at a little thrift shop. It goes on my credit card. So my point being is at the end of every week and at the end of every month, I total exactly how much money I spent and I know exactly where my money is going. So you really need to know, first of all, where is your money going? That's number one. Number two, this was a big one, impulse buying. People were telling me that they love going to the store and they're putting things in their carriage that they had no intention of buying. And even more important, how many people are going on their cell phone and they're buying things on Amazon.com or Walmart.com or whatever.com, and they're just pushing the button. The item comes to their home. They love it for the first few days. A week later, it's in their closet. A month later, they forgot that they even had it. Too many people are getting involved with impulse buying. You got to understand, these companies have an interest in trying to brainwash you, trying to hypnotize you into buying things that you don't need. Impulse buying is big business. Corporations everywhere put plans into attack on what they're going to put near the register, what's going to be in the checkout line, trying to get you to buy things. So you got to stop impulse buying if you're trying to save money. Number three, as a follow-up to that, maybe you've already put yourself in that position where you've overcharged, you've overspent, and all of a sudden you've got more money going out than you have even coming in. And some of those debts are on your credit card, and you're paying high levels of interest just to pay off the money that you spent previously that may have been an impulse purchase, or maybe is something that you thought you needed that you really didn't need it. So you've got more money going out than you've got coming in, or that you've spent lots of money on interest on credit cards. If that's the case, I can help you with that. Put something in the comment section below, but that's clearly something that you need to get focused on. And then number four, just like I said a moment ago, people literally just don't have enough money coming in. Maybe they got to get a second job, or maybe they got to really, really cut back on their spending. I have a podcast that I put out a week ago regarding the importance of budgeting and how to create a budget, how to maintain your budget, how to follow up and read what the budget is telling you to do. But there's people that are coming in. I mean, they don't have enough money coming in. They've got a lower paying job, or maybe they purchased a home and they bought too much home and the home is turning into a money pit, all those different things. So that's really, really something to get focused on. And then the fifth thing was lifestyle. I mean, everybody is trying to keep up with their next door neighbor. Everybody's buying, I learned a long time ago that a vehicle, the purpose of having a vehicle, a truck, a car, automobile, SUV, whatever, is to provide you basic transportation in a low or a reasonable cost regarding reasonable gas mileage and reasonable insurance. And if you're going to have a car payment, reasonable car payments or whatever. It's amazing where everybody's buying the premium automobiles that are spending big, I've got a friend of mine that's paying $800 a month for a car payment. But even to somebody like me, I mean, even paying $500 a month for a car payment is like, wow, how much of a car do you really, really need? How much of a big house do you really need? Why are you trying to keep up with your neighbors? And they're just buying more and more things. And, how much money are they spending while they're dining out to eat, going out for cocktails and drinks 3 or 4 nights a week? I mean, there's just all these different habits that everybody has fallen into makes it almost impossible for you to save money. So we were talking about this at the seminar, and my advice to everybody was, listen, bring things down to their ground level. In other words, it doesn't cost a lot to eat. It really doesn't. I'm somebody that eats basically fruits, vegetables, nuts, and beans. My grocery bill every single month is very, very low. And of course, everybody says, oh, I could never eat like that. Well, of course you could eat like that. I'm very fortunate. I do have a few dollars in my name. And if I want to go out and spend big bucks for dinner every night of the week, I could do that. But I just don't, because that's just not who I am. I can live and one of my podcasts coming up is this. You don't want to be cheap, but there is something to be said about having a frugal lifestyle. There is nothing better than going to sleep every night and waking up every morning saying, you know what, I've got a few dollars in the bank. I've got my money set aside for my emergency fund. My retirement planning is on pace. All my other personal finances are right where they should be. Those things are wonderful. Versus if you're spending money, like I said, on the big car and the big meals and the big expensive grocery, you don't need to do that. So listen hard to all these bits of information I just gave you on this podcast. Rethink where you might be, because believe me, if you can live a life with a few extra dollars, or you can live a life being broke, I can tell you right now, it's a lot easier living life with a few extra dollars. You don't want to have that stress. You don't want to have that anxiety versus, wouldn't it be wonderful just to sit there and every day relax and enjoy everything that life has to offer? So there you go. There's the 5 reasons I found that a lot of people are having trouble saving money. I'm hoping you got a little bit of positive information from this, valuable information, things that you can use. And again, if you did, maybe please consider sharing this podcast with your family and friends. If you're a first-time listener to my podcast, please know that I make podcasts like this every single day. I'm focused in 4 different areas. All of my talks are based on 4 areas. Number 1, we all want to have excellent health. Number 2, we want to have lots of free time. Number 3, we all want to be really smart about money. And number 4, we all want really good habits. Like I said, every podcast offers valuable information. I do my best to get right to the point. I'm very blunt. I'm very honest. I call it the way that I see it. My goal is to help you live a happier, stress-free life and help you, every step of the way on all the variety of those 4 subjects. So that's it for today. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up link down below. Please consider subscribing to my podcast. Share this with your family and friends. And with that said, I appreciate you listening. This is Raymond Rose. I'll talk to you tomorrow.